my channel. Today, I will show you how we can simulate agricultural marketing and agricultural value chain in RStudio using the program RStudio. We will discuss today how agriculture is a risky business, how much we can earn in a given situations, and what kind of the risks are associated with this, along with what are the value chain actors, and we will try to simplify this concept for today's session. If you haven't subscribed it, please subscribe and like this video. So for the simplicity, you can see here, this is the very simplified version of the value chain. Okay, so here is a farmer and the need for inputs, and the inputs can be purchased from the traders, and this is called the backward linkage. And after getting inputs, then the farmers will produce their agricultural produce. In our case, for the simplicity, we are just taking one commodity, that is wheat. And for the wheat, farmer can sell wheat for the three different actors. Look at here, you can see the farmer can sell their produce to the trader or collectors or processors. In the same way, collector can sell it to the trader and the processor can sell the processed wheat, that is flour, to the traders or consumer. This is a simple value chain case how our simulation is going to work. And here are the few parameters you have to know before going to the programming. And there we have two farmers, and farmers can purchase their inputs from either trader 1 or trader 2, but they cannot purchase one input from one trader and other from the another traders. So you have the two choices, trader 1 and trader 2, but you have to purchase all the inputs from the same traders. Okay, you can see here the cost and quantity required to produce 1 hectare wheat in 1 hectare. We need the seed 120 kg for 1 hectare land, and for that particular land we need the fertilizer of 200 kg. Likewise, we will purchase some chemicals, and we need labors, land, and other operations, including intercultural operations or the tillage, whatever, harvesting, every operations, it is included in the lump sum. And we have also included some miscellaneous cost. Okay, you can see here, if the farmer opted to purchase inputs from the trader 1, then the cost associated is seed, it needs rupees 100 per kg, but in case of the trader 2, it is 95 rupees per kg. In case of the fertilizer, for the trader 1, it is 50 rupees per kg. However, in case of the trader 2, it is 55 rupees per kg. Likewise, for chemicals, it is 5,000. It is lump sum, one-time payment, and at the lump sum quantity. Okay. In case of the trader 2, it is 4,500 rupees. Likewise, for the labor cost, it is 10,000 rupees in the trader 1, and for the trader 2, it is 9,500 rupees. Likewise, for the other operations, it is 5,000 rupees for the trader 1 and 5,100 rupees for the trader 2. And it is also the lump sum quantity. For the miscellaneous other cost, then for the trader 1, it is just 1,000 rupees, and for the trader 2, it is 3,000 rupees. Okay, based on this fraction figure, based on these numbers, farmer 1 and farmer 2 can choose either trader 1 and trader 2 for their productions. Okay, for the production scenario, we have the two major constraints. One is weather constraint, another is disease-based constraint. For the weather conditions, it might be the normal weather condition or the extreme weather conditions. If farmer encounter the normal weather condition, then it can grow 3.5 ton per hectare uh, wheat from the 1 hectare of the land. He or she can grow 3.5 ton of wheat, and the probability of getting or encountering to the normal weather condition is 40%, whereas uh, the 60% chances that farmer will encounter for the extreme weather conditions, and in the extreme weather condition the productivity will drop down to the 2.5 ton per hectare. Okay, likewise, after the weather conditions, the associated constraint for the production is disease pest, and it will cause losses. Okay, if farmer encounter a higher level of the disease pest, then it will reduce 50% of its yield, and the probability of encountering high level of the disease pest is just 0.2%. Sorry, just 20%. Okay, its probability 0.2. Likewise, if it encounters the medium level of the disease pest infestation, then it will reduce its yield by 25%, and the probability of encountering medium level disease pest infestation is 30%. And if the farmer encounters the lower level of the disease pest, then it will cause 10% losses in the production, and the probability associated is just 0.4%. 0.4, there's the 40%. And if the farmer is lucky enough, and if he or she can produce wheat in very controlled way, then, and if they didn't encounter the disease pest, then it will not cause any losses, and the probability of the no disease pest scenario is just 0.1, that's 10%. So what will the production in the hectares? You can see the production simulations, and the farmer can sell their produce to the either collectors or traders, trader 1 and trader 2. In our case, we have two traders and one collectors and one processor. Okay, and you can see here in the second column, you can see the cost associated for this transaction. If the farmer opted to sell its produce to the collectors, then it will get 25 rupees per kg uh, price for the wheat, and it will not incur any cost because it is farm gate price, and collector will go to the farm gate and collect their produce from the farm gate, so no additional cost for the farmers. Okay, if a farmer opted to sell their produce to the trader 1, then it incur 4 rupees per kg cost for transportation specifically, and then the price he or she will get from the trader 1 is 30 rupees per kg. Similarly, if they opted to sell to the trader 2, then the price of transportation or the cost of transportation is 10 rupees, and the associated price is 45 rupees per kg. And for the processor, the cost is 5 rupees per kg, and the price farmer will get is 31 rupees per kg. So based on this information, you can choose farmer 1 or farmer 2 can choose to whom they want to sell. Okay, and here is another case. You can see from this table that trader 2 is the most profitable business. If you sell to the trader 2, then you will get a higher price. Okay, but the condition is that to if you want to sell to the trader 1, then it is the longest distance, and there is you may encounter some sort of obstacles. Maybe there's some political riots or natural calamities or landslide like that or whatever. There is a risk. Okay, and if you encounter that risk factor, then you will lose 20% of your wheat. Okay, it's 20% quantity of your wheat, and the probability of encountering this obstacle is just 30%. So it's it's up to you how in which level you want to take risks. it depends on you. Okay, it's purely a random phenomena, and the probability is just 30% chances. Okay, so let's see the case for the collectors. Collectors can get the wheat for either from farmer 1 or farmer 2 in our case, but the selling to the collector is a farmer's decision. Okay, if farmer opted to sell to the collectors, then there is only one possible way. That's either from the farmer 1 or the farmer 2. And collectors can sell to the trader 1 or trader 2, or to the processors. Okay, this is the selling point. But in our case, we have omitted to the collectors, to the processors. Okay, processors directly want to buy from the farm gate. So collectors can purchase from the either farmer 1 or farmer 2. It's the same conditions. They are in the same locality for the simplicity, and the cost associated is zero um, for the purchase, and the purchase price is 25 rupees per kg. It is just as a farmer's price. Okay, for the collector's payoff table, to sell to the sell to the collectors, it has three different options: either trader 1 or trader 2 or the processors. And you can see here the cost associated. The cost is specifically the transportation cost on per kg and the associated price. Okay, you can see here. And selling to the trader 2 is the same condition. There is a possibility of encountering the loss, and the possibility is 30%. It's the same for the either processor or collectors or the farmers. Okay, for the processors, they can collect from either from the farmers or collectors, and the associated cost is, you can see here, and the price you can see here. Processors can sell to the trader 1 or the trader 2 or to the consumers. Okay, and for the trader 2, the scenario is the same. There is some sort of the risks, and it applies to the all actors. And in case of the consumers, consumer can buy wheat from the trader 1 or trader 2. Also, they can buy flour from trader 1 or trader 2, or directly from the processors. Okay, this is the uh, scenario and the general ecology of our simulations, how these factors are going to act. Okay, let's start with the simulation. Today I will simulate this scenario in the RStudio. Okay, I will go step by step. Let's do uh, some sort of one figures. Let me make a table. Okay, let's see here. Then okay, so you can see here, this is the table for the input purchase. We have two traders, trader 1 and trader 2. You can see here the associated um, input. That's what we need. That's a seed, fertilizer, chemical, and labor, land, other operations, and the miscellaneous. And we can see here the cost per unit cost in the first column for the trader 1 and the trader 2. We require the same amount of the quantity whether we purchase it from the trader 1 or purchase it from the trader 2. So the quantity required is the same. And you can see here the associated cost for the trader 1 and trader 2. Based on this information, you can choose either trader 1 or the trader 2. You can choose based on this information. Okay, so but one important thing I have to mention you here is that about the payment model. Okay, mode of payments. So you can see here, if you opted for the trader 1, then you have to pay the trader 1 in advance. That is, once you purchase, you have to pay at the same time. Okay, but in case of the trader 2, you can pay for the pay later on. That is the uh, mm, uh, that is the flexibility you have. Okay. Okay. So here uh, I will choose it randomly. Okay, for the trader. Let me run here. So let's see. This RStudio automatically picked trader 1. It's just a random phenomenon, okay? I haven't provided some judgment, but in your case, you can go through this table that we have just produced it, and based on the benefit cost analysis, okay? Because you also got the condition for the payment mode, what it will cost when you pay at this time, or is there any benefit paying later on, and is there any cost differences. You can analyze it and you can choose either trader 1 or the trader 2. It's up to you. Okay, so let's simulate for the production situations. So we have the, as we discussed before, we have the weather extremities conditions, whether we encounter the extreme weather or not. Okay, if we encounter the weather bad weather condition, then our yield of wheat for 1 unit of land, that's 1 hectare of land, is will reduce to the 2.5 ton from the normal weather as compared to the normal weather condition of 3.5 ton. Okay, this is the scenarios. Okay, so how we get the weather conditions, it is beyond our control. We cannot control the weather conditions at this moment. Okay, so it is purely a normal phenomena for our context. I agree that though it has some algorithm in the nature, but we don't know about this at this moment. It's purely a random phenomenon for us. So let's take the weather condition randomly. Okay, that I run the code for for randomly taking the weather conditions. Okay, likewise we have another condition of the disease space severity. We have already discussed. We have the 4 category: high, medium, low, and none. And according to this category, uh, uh, we have the associated loss percentage. If we encounter the higher disease space infestation, we will lose 50% of our input, of our produce. And if it is medium, then it's 25%. And if it's low, then 10%. And if it's none, you are lucky enough, then there is no loss at all. Okay, I have developed this in the table. Then I will, is a random phenomena. I will sample it randomly among the high, medium, low, and non case situation. So I have already simulated it. I have already taken a sample. So let's do the simulation for the farmer one. Okay. So for the farmer one, you can see here we have already drawn some samples for the weather condition and these space conditions. So you can see here, your farmer one is lucky enough at this moment because there is no weather extremities and there is very low level of the disease pest infestations. What about the farmer two? Let's see. We have taken a sample for the weather conditions. We have taken the sample for the disease pest conditions, and we will bind this in a table, and we will make a data frame. Oh, look at here. Disease pest condition is low for the both farmers, but for the farmer 2, weather extremities, he or she encountered, the farmer 2 encountered the extreme weather conditions. So based on this the information, based on the situations, it will determine the production level. Okay, let's go for the production. Okay, you can see here from the result, from the simulation, you got that production without disease pest is 3.5 ton per hectares. Okay, Oh, the so final production for the farmer 1 is 3.15 ton per hectares. What about the farmer 2? Final product for the farmer 2 is 2.5 ton per hectares. You can see the code. There are numerous code. I have looped it. I have for looped it, and there are the several simulations. There are several cases. It passes through the several calculations and got the final result for us. That's 2.5 ton per hectares. Okay, so now we have to sell it for the what we have produced. For the selling, we have the um, four options, and there are associated cost and associated price. So let's see in the table. We have the collectors, we have a processor, we have trader 1 and trader 2, two traders, and you can see here the associated cost. There's the per metric ton and associated cost per metric ton. That means the price that farmer will get in the per metric tons. And let's also run for the simulation for the road obstacles. We have already mentioned in the presentation that if you opted for the trader 2 and there is the possibility of encountering for the trade obstruction, okay, what will be the obstruction? Okay, we have already simulated in the background. Then if you opted for the trader 2, then it will incorporate it in the in your analysis. Otherwise it doesn't matter to your analysis. Let's run the course for the farmer 2. Okay, we have already run for the farmer 2. Then let's do for the farmer 1 sales. Okay, we have actually we have done a random we have picked it randomly. You can see here the code. You can either take any of one if you are doing this simulation with your friends, your students, or your colleague, then you can put the trader's name here. Okay, just here put the to whom you want to sell either collectors or processor or the traders, a trader 1 or trader 2. In this case, for the simplicity, I have just done it as a random case. Okay, okay, so okay, so you can see here farmer opted to sell to the trader 1, and the profit margin he opted from the 1 hectare of the wheat in the given situation is 27,900 rupees. Okay, that's good enough, at least at this point. Let's do a simulation for the farmer 2. Okay, so that's the final code. Okay, so farmer 2 sold its produce to the collectors, and the profit he made is 22,250. It's the far less than the farm is compared to the farmer 1. Okay, so let's do our simulation for the collectors. So what will be the profit for the collectors? You can see here we have run several code to get this point. You can see here collectors can sell to the trader 1, trader 2 are the processors, and here is associated price for the collector, specifically the transportation cost and associated cost. Then you can see the price. Okay, how much it will get if the collectors sell its produced its commodity that they purchase from the farmers to the trader 1 or trader 2 or the processor. Okay, so let's calculate the risks if a collector opted to sell to the trader 2. Then we have already discussed that there is a probability of encountering the obstacle. We don't know, it's a pure random phenomena. Okay, so let's calculate the profit for process for the collectors. So from this business, collectors got profit of 28,125 rupees from the given amount of the produced. Okay, so let's do this programming for the processor. So here are the several cores running in background, and we will calculate the purchase quantity for the processor and how much it will cost for uh, purchase, how much it will cost for how much flour it will produce, because from the wheat to flour the quantity will change. In our case, we assume that from the milling percentage, recovery percentage of wheat, the flour from wheat is 75%. Okay, so this is the processing cost. There is 3,000 per metric ton processing cost for the processors, and you can see here to whom the processor can sell to its produce. Okay, processor can sell to the trader 1 or trader 2 or consumer directly. In this case, if the processor sell it produce to the trader 1, then the processor will get 50,000 rupees per metric ton of flour price, and the associated cost to transport from the processing unit to the traders 1 is 2,500 rupees per metric ton. And if he or she update to sell is produced to the trader 2, then there is a price of 60,000 rupees per metric ton, and the transportation or the other costs for transporting from the point of processing to the point of selling to the trader 2 is 6,500 rupees per metric ton. And if consumer opted to buy from the processor itself, then the price he or she will offer, processor will offer 45,000 rupees per metric ton price of for the flour. And since consumer self is coming to the processing units, so there is no transportation cost for the processor. Okay, so again, if the processor opted for the trader 2, there is the same condition of the risks associated. So we have simulated the risks factor here. Okay, so let's calculate the profit. Because there's no seller, processors, neither farmers nor collector sold their produce to the processor, so there is no business at all. It means there is a zero profit. Okay, let's do some simulation for the consumers. You can see here a lot of coding here. Then I will produce this table. Finally, you can see here for the wheat, consumer has two choices from the trader 1 and trader 2, and the quantity available for the trader 1 trader 2 is 3.15 metric ton for the trader 1 and 2.25 metric ton for the trader 2, and associated price is 50,000 and 60,000 per metric ton, and associated transportation cost is 5,000 and 3,000 per metric ton. Okay, so again there is a risk factor for the trader 2 as usual, and luckily there is no risk at all at this moment. And let's do some calculation. Okay, for the floor, let's see what result will be produced. For the floor, there is no processing at this time. Neither, as I already mentioned, uh, neither farmers nor collectors sold to the processor, so there is no processing and there is no flour produced. Okay, likewise you can see here the risks, and I will directly go to the final result. Okay, let me run some codes over here. And let me, for the trader 2, we have already calculated the for profit. We are calculating the profit for the trader 1. Okay, so let's see the output. Okay, you can see here I have developed a table for the just a table for the output. How much mm, uh, how much profit has been generated in each scale. That is, farmer 1 produced 3.5 metric ton of wheat. Farmer 2 produced 2.5 metric ton of wheat. It's just a summary of what we have done. And this is the profit generated by the farmer 1 by selling to the trader 1 is 27,900 rupees, and profit of the farmer 2 uh, profit of farmer 2 to selling to the collectors is 2,250 rupees, and the profit of collectors by selling to the trader 2 is 28,125. Profit of processor is 0 because nobody sold wheat to the processor. And the let me see here, the production is this much. Okay, so this will show how much profit is generated from the from generated by the each actors. Okay, this is a one-time simulation, so it might looks like that uh, it might I mean mislead the information that if we run this information, if we run this game, if we run this simulation at once, then it will produce one results. But we have to run it again and again for several times, and we can see the occurrence of the results, how much profit each actors in the valuation can generate. For this, I will make a output matrix here, and for the first time I will run it. Let me see here, just a moment. Okay, so I will run 10 times this course, and I will generate a result, and you will see a beautiful table showing the various cases in the 10 different running. Okay, so let me run the output results first, then I will give the column name for the matrix, then I will run this code, okay, for the 10 times. Okay, it's now we can see it is running. Then let's see the output table. Okay, let me show here. Okay, you can see here it is a little bit messy, it looks, because we have taken uh, several columns for the like the total wheat production, how much we produce, total flour production, it is sum total. Okay, total profit for the farmer 1, total profit for the farmer 2, profit for the collectors, profit for the trader 1 for wheat, and profit for the trader 2 for the wheat. These are the main actors. Okay, let's see the summary of the output, what it produced. Okay, you can see here total wheat, we produce minimum 4 metric ton of wheat in a 10 instances, and you can see the median quantity is 4.7 and the mean quantity is 4.8. At maximum we produce 5.56 metric ton of wheat from the both farmers. Okay, in case of the flour production, it looks just it produced once. It means in the 10 simulations, just at one time, either farmer 1 or the farmer 2 or collectors sold their wheat to the processor. Okay, So this is the wheat production of the wheat flour is just 2.36 metric ton of flour, and you can see the profit of the farmers. At some instances, farmer one incur losses. You saw previously about the uh, extreme weather condition and the infestation of the disease pests at several levels. So in this case, it minimum point or the maximum loss incurred by the farmer one is 22,675, and the maximum profit the farmer one earned is 27,900 rupees. What about the mean? At average, the profit is just 925 rupees for the farmer one. In case of the farmer two, the maximum losses is 8,500 rupees, and the mean average profit was 4,365, and the maximum profit the farmer one earned is 12,150 rupees. In case of the collectors, either uh, it earned 0% profit. There is no losses at this moment because uh, zero means none of the farmer sold to the collectors. They either they either sold to the trader one or the trader two or the processor. Okay, so mean you can see here mean value is 9,672 rupees of profit he earned from this production. Okay, at maximum the collector earned 70,625 rupees of profit, and in case of the trader one, uh, it earned 0 rupees profit. If nobody sold to the trader one, then trader one cannot earn the profit by selling the produced wheat or either wheat or flour. In this case, you can see the mean profit for the trader one is 67,051 rupees, and the maximum 100, 119,000 rupees. Okay, for the trader two, the minimum profit is 0. It means at some point nobody sold to the trader 2, and the mean value you can see here the 76,000, and the maximum is 285,000 rupees. It's a maximum earning. Okay, so let me simulate this code again. At the This time we run for just 10 simulations, then we will run it for the more simulation. Okay, let's run it for the 100 times. It means for example maybe 100 farmers are doing these things, or we are running these things 100 times. Okay, so let me run this simulation. Okay, so I again created the output results, then I assign the column names, then I will run this whole code 100 times. Okay, so here you can see the code is running because I have developed this code in looping. So let's see the result here. You can see the 100 count here. So it's difficult to look the result in this way. So we need to do a summary table here. Okay, this is the summary table. Okay, here you can see total wheat produced, minimum level wheat produced is just 2.5 ton per hectare. It means the worst situation in the 100 time simulations, if there is extreme weather conditions and high level of the disease pest infestation, then both farmer can produce just 2.5 metric ton per hectares. But what about the mean value? At mean value is 4.64 metric ton per hectares. At maximum, they are producing 7 ton per hectares by both farmers. What about the flour production? For the even 100 times, it looks that just at one time the cell they're produced to the processors. Okay, so the maximum of wheat flour produces 3.56 metric ton of wheat flour. Let's talk about the profit. For the profit of the farmer one, the maximum loss incurred was 31,625 rupees, and the average income for the 100 times simulation is 4,484 rupees, and maximum profit a farmer one earn is 37,000. And you can see here it's a pretty similar to the farmer one and farmer two, because we are doing a random simulation for the weather conditions and disease based condition. And if we run this simulation for more and more times, then it will produce almost identical result for the farmers and farmers two at the long run, or at the large number. Okay, so you can see here the minimum maximum losses and the maximum profit is almost similar, but the median value and the mean values and third quarters, the distribution of these things are the different, because there's a complete random phenomenon. Okay, but the extremities are almost similar. In case of the collectors, as we have already discussed, uh, in this, even in this case, uh, collectors, the minimum in a profit is 0 and the maximum profit is 65,000. You can see and distribution here. And the trader one profit, a minimum is 0 and maximum is 238,000. Okay, and for the trader two, minimum is 0. Sometimes nobody sold their produce to the trader two or trader one. That's the profit 0. But at maximum condition, how much they earn is 318,000 rupees of profit from this business, wheat production business. Okay, so this is the result for the 100 simulations. Let's see the result for the 1000 simulations, because you already observed some deviations from the result from the single simulation to the 100 simulations, 10 simulations to 100 simulations. So let's run for the 1000 simulation. You can do it as many times as you want. Okay, the higher number of simulation is the better result. Okay, let's run this code. Then we will directly run the summary table. Okay, so you can see here, now you can see for the production, the maximum available production is just maximum possible production is 7 ton per hectare from the both farmers. Okay, and the minimum production is 2.5 tons. It's the same to the 100 times simulations, but the distribution among is different. Okay, like the first quartile, median, mean, and the maximum, I mean in the third quarters. What about the floor production? You can see here is the maximum floor production is 4.23 ton per hectares. Sorry, 4.23 metric ton wheat flour, and at minimum it's 0. For the profit for the farmers is the same as previous. The minimum maximum losses is 36,625 rupees, and the maximum profit is 37,000 rupees. Okay, for the farmer too, same. But what about the mean? The mean or average of farmers one profit is 1,722 rupees. It's a very small amount. But why I am doing this simulation is that mostly or very often, quite often, people get deviated from the maximum values. Okay, someone might say that if you do the wheat business, you can earn 37,000 rupees profit. That's true for the one instance, but what about the long run? What's the probability of occurring some risks or some obstacles of some sort of losses. So at worst, you will incur you will incur 31,625 rupees losses. Loss is loss, and at maximum, you will you will earn 37,000 um, profit. But on an average, in the long run, it will be the 1,722. It's pretty low. This is the reality of the farmers. This is the reality of farmers. Okay, you should not be confused with the maximum and minimum value. You should see the distributions. That's the core concept of this simulation. Okay, and the same thing to the farmer too. It's exactly the same thing, but the average is luckily higher for the farmers too. 2,824. Still, it's very low, but it is compared to the farmer one. It's almost double. Okay, but in case of the collectors, it is either zero or or the maximum value. On an average, let's take the average, it is 7,164 rupees profit. See the farmer's profit in the long run, see the profit of collector in the long run. Okay, what about the profit of the trader one? It is, let's take the average, that's the mean value, is 42,000, but at maximum, how much he can earn is 252,000 rupees from this business. Okay, and about the farmer too, sorry, about the trader too, it sometimes it might be zero because no one is selling to him or her. At maximum, it is 335,000 rupees, and on an average, see 60,000, 60,000 for it, and 25 rupees profit. So it will show you how this agricultural marketing is working. In the long run, you should not stick on the single cross-sectional data while doing the business or while suggesting the business. You should focus several kind of the risk factors and several kind of the instances which may reduce the profit, which may reduce the production. Okay, so I hope from these simulations you got some insight how the agribusiness is working in the real world. Okay, you can do this the simulation very easily in R programming. Thank you very much for watching this video, and please do not forget to subscribe it and like this video. See you on in other videos again. Have a good day.